Hello, everybody. We are at the last week of the regular season. Still got a little bit of movement potentially.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, we got one last slot to get secured.
Yep.
Sure, that'll be a fun race to the end.
Yeah, not a whole lot of craziness in last week's games. We can jump into Trade Station versus the Unknowns. Me versus Garrett. Got 143, which was not the top score of the week, but made sure locked in that first round bye. Can't move out of second place now, so that's exciting for me. Also ruined Garrett's hopefulness of making those playoffs.
Yep. It would have been interesting to see if he could have got in with his head-to-head prowess. He still never made the playoffs in our league, so getting closer though. He's gone from consistent bottom team to right on the fringe now, and that's the signs of improvement you want to see.
Then we got Hungry Hush Puppies versus Bad Boys. The double names facing each other, and Aaron figured out how to get the grade on paper team to actually score.
And it was off quick. DK going off on Thursday night. Always feels good when you see that the one guy you've got on Thursday just blow up for a huge game. And his projected, or like potential points for the week, insane.
Aaron a little late on the season to be doing it, but still on the fringe. And Alex not getting the win post week 11. One more week to attempt that.
Yeah, I mean, he's got one more shot at it, but for some reason, his team just called it quits a little early.
Then we had Red Rain versus Pantaji Pooball team, the little elder action. And you made sure to go 2-0 against Jacob this year.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good to make sure I got that 2-0. Jacob with the 3 players on Monday Night Football, terrible. Hated that. He needed, I think, to double his score exactly, I think. Yeah. And obviously, he came within 10. It was terrifying. Sucks that T-Law got hurt. Looks like it's not going to be anything serious, though, so that's good for his team.
He did end up getting that median win with his Monday push, securing his playoff spot, so he is safe in the playoffs right now. And then we had Abilene Woodpeckers versus the Grillers. And Miller got his grilling revenge from earlier. Does not secure that playoff spot. So going into the last week of the season with a little bit of stress sweat happening in the armpits.
Yeah.
Colt ended up, that was his last grilling matchup of the season, ended up going 4-3 in those grilling matchups, which happened to be his only head-to-head wins this season. So if he doesn't have any reason behind it, he's not going to win. And even with a reason, it'll be pretty close to 50-50.
Colt threw up a big stink about it, being ranked 10, blah, blah, blah. Currently, he's 9. He does have potential to jump Garrett. But, I mean, I don't know. I feel like you can't be that bad at people if they put you at 10 and then you end up finishing 9th or potentially 8th.
A whole spot ahead of 10. And then we had Mahomes improvement versus What'll It Take. That was number 3 versus number 4, and Chase getting his revenge with a top 3 score. Ends up jumping Chris in the standings up to 3rd. Chris missing the median too. If you look at the past 6 weeks, Chase has hit over 134 of those times with top 3 scores. Other 2 under 100, not great. But Chris has scored less than 108 in 5 of those 6 weeks. The other one was over 130, but that's that is kind of opposites there, and it's showing with Chase jumping them here at the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, this is not the time to cool down. Obviously, you want to be hot going into the playoffs. And the scariest thing about Chase's team is he gets Justin Jefferson back this week.
Yeah.
So it only gets better for Chase's team. Kind of the 2 ends of the tape for Chase and Chris right now.
Yeah, and if we jump into the standings, me and you staying at 1 and 2, we secured our spots. We literally cannot move in this last week. Chris and Chase jumping each other, like I said. Only other movement was Aaron jumping Garrett down there. 2 games behind Miller. Gonna take a little bit of a miracle, but there is that potential.
It's in Miller's hands. All he has to do, literally just has to hit the median, and he wins. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all he's got to do. Aaron chomping at the bit to try to get in the playoffs. We'll see if he comes up just short or not.
Yep. Yeah, and jumping into this week's games, like we saw in the standings, really only one game that matters. All these other ones are just kind of some fluff there, maybe some head-to-head shenanigans going on. But number 2 Trade Station versus number 10 Bad Boys. I won earlier in this year. That was one of my 170-point games. Neither of us can move in the standings. Alex still looking for the win after week 11, and I'm looking to go 10 in a row versus Alex in our head-to-head matchup. So
yeah, there you go.
not much going on there. This is essentially an extra bye week for me because I cannot move up or down in the standings.
Yep.
I'll take
it. Yeah, every time.
And then we have you, number 1, Red Rain, versus number 8, The Unknowns. Just like me, you are set at number 1. You cannot fall out of that spot. Garrett, earlier in the year, preseason, ranked himself, saying he could move up another spot from last year in 7th. Has a potential of doing that here. Yeah, other than that, not a whole lot.
Like I said in the previous episode, I'm trying to tie your record of 24 wins in a season. So I need the 2-0 to do that.
Essentially, for Garrett, it's just, did you want to be right in your preseason rankings?
Yeah.
And do you want to, he could even out the head-to-head. Right now, you're leading 3-2.
Head-to-head. Yeah,
So,
that's true.
he could be at an even 50% against an elder. So you never know. We have number 3, What'll It Take versus number 9, Grillers. Earlier, Chase won 104-76. Colt out of the playoffs. Chase just got to number 3. Can fall to number 4. Not a huge deal, though. You're in the playoffs. It would flip sides of the playoffs.
Yeah. You want to play me or Bo in the semis?
Yeah, exactly. Right now, you're on my side. You lose and move down, you flip over to Kevin's side. Yeah, Chase has an opportunity here to even out their head-to-head record. A lot of evening outs of records going on here.
Sure.
But yeah,
Colt needs those even records with that 0-10 versus Chris. So
yeah, we're not forgetting about that, Colt.
gonna try to bring it up every week. That's embarrassing.
Honestly, even this one's close, but we're counting a lot of Chase's early years. Kind of like how Garrett's going through a rough patch right now. Chase also had that rough patch of rebuilding, and over the last 5 matchups, Colt has won one time. So not quite as close as the full history looks, but keep it up there to make Colt feel a little bit better. And then we have number 4, Mahomes Improvement versus number 5, Pantaji Pool Ball Team. Jacob won by just 5 points earlier in the season. Potentially, this could be rematched next week. If both of them stay at 4 and 5, they will play in round 1 of the playoffs. So,
It'd be a fun little narrative going into round 1.
yeah, exactly. We get a little preview going in. But also, Chris can move up 1 spot. Jacob could fall down 1 spot. But that would be kind of funny if they're 4 and 5 this week, play each other. Chris moves up, Jacob moves down, and they still play each other again.
Yeah.
They're just,
Are you saying you don't believe in Jacob's team to get the 2-0 and outscore Chris by 200 points to move up?
I don't see it happening. It's not just getting a 200-point game. It's beating Chris by 200.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It would need to be like probably a 300-point game on average.
Yeah, that would. Hey, it's up for grabs. That top score all time. Chase said it, but he only said it at 200-point game. So 300-point game easily takes that spot. But yeah, right now, if they stay there, they are on your side. If they both swap spots, they would be on my side. Which, personal preference, I would like them to stay on your side. Chris has something against me. It's pure hatred whenever it comes to the semifinals against me, and I really don't want to see, honestly, him or you in the semis. I've already separated myself from you in the semis. Now, if Chris can just stay on your side, that would be preferred. I don't like seeing him in the semis. But yeah, then we got the game that really matters. Game that really can change some stuff. Number 6, Abilene Woodpeckers versus number 7, Hungry Hush Puppies. It's all of the stars are gonna have to align for Aaron to get this spot. But I mean, it's nice that they get to play each other. It's nice that they're not hoping that the other one does something in their game. They get to actually play each other, see each other head to head. Aaron has to get the 2-0. Miller has to get the 0-2, and Aaron also has to beat Miller by 47 points. I mean, that is a lot of hurdles to overcome and a lot of ease on Miller's side to get that last spot. So if Miller falls out of the playoffs, this has got to be the most embarrassing thing that we've witnessed.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is if Miller fucks this up and doesn't make the playoffs, this is going to be an all-time choke job. But it would be really entertaining as an outsider that has nothing to do with it. So.
Yeah. And it would be it'd be really embarrassing for Miller. Huge thing for Aaron. What What a comeback.
Yeah.
It really, really bold strategy to try this late in the season, only the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I guess better late than never, I suppose.
Better late than never, but he could be too late here.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
If they scored what both of them scored last week, Aaron's in. Miller got the 1-1 last week, but it was the head-to-head victory he got. He lost to the median. So if Aaron outscores him by 50, obviously he loses. But yeah, I mean,
And they both have players on Monday night. I just went and checked. So potentially could go all the way down to the wire as
yeah,
well.
Aaron knows he has to outscore Miller by 50. He can do that. He can get the 2-0. But it's going to come down. Aaron's going to be hoping, hey, everybody else in the league, can you score high this week, please? We need the median high.
Yeah, he's gonna be real mad if the median's like 83.
Yeah. If we got a low median, Aaron could literally set the record, score 250 points to Miller's 89. But if the median's 85, Miller's in.
Yep.
That would be.
Oh man, that would be such a shitty way to do it.
Yep. Gonna be praying to everything that Aaron's ever thought of.
Yeah, everyone send your prayers up to Iron Man or whoever you believe in, and see if Aaron can pull this off.
That's probably who Aaron prays to. If we're all being honest, it's probably Iron Man. But yeah, that's pretty much all we've got this week. Again, not a ton of wildness other than this one game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much only matters for Aaron and Mir.
Yep.
And I mean, Chris and Chase can flip flop, slide to the bracket, but that's about it.
Yeah. And Jacob and Miller.
And Jacob, sorry. Yeah.
If Miller gets his 2-0, it just completely shuts down Miller or Aaron's hope. Then him and Jacob could flip spots as well. So there could be a little bit of flip flopping on the bracket, but other than that, this is it. And me and you just
We're just
hanging
chilling.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never
We got
had
the double bye week.
Yeah, we've never seen the double bye week. This is nice.
Yeah. Let's finish out the season on a good note, hopefully. I'm hoping we get a nail biter in Mir and Aaron's game, to be honest. But both of them having guys on Monday, I hope it goes down to the wire. I hope we're not, hope it's not settled by the noon games on Sunday.
Yeah. And honestly, now that I'm locked into number 2, Alex, come on, get that 100. Alex Apocalypse lift off 160-point game against me. You get the win post week 11. I stay true in the standings, and you break that little curse. And you haven't had a huge blow up Alex Apocalypse game, so maybe this week. I'll
allow it. Yeah, he's had a couple hundred in the teens area, like 112, 117, stuff like that.
Yeah,
we haven't had a true just out of nowhere 140-point game. Maybe Gabe Davis just goes off for his annual 50-point game or whatever.
Yeah, and it is so nice to not even have to worry about it.
Right? Yeah. Maybe if it happens, it happens. Who cares? You're still the 2 seed. That's good.
Exactly. Yeah. Good luck to everybody, and prayers up for Aaron and Miller's game. Whichever side you're hoping for.
Exactly.